this is kind of tied to drama, basic accessory ideas, and the gatekeeping around it. What is theft? Who owns a specific idea? Paying maybe 10 euros for an accessory. I don't know if I want to do that. Hey friends, I hope you're doing well and I hope you're enjoying your Christmas season. I hope you're in Christmas mood. If you're not, I hope this little tree in the background helps. We got this tree last week and it really helps. It really helps, or it really helped with me getting into Christmas mood because in my last video I mentioned that I was still not in Christmas mood and this was definitely the remedy. Yeah, so this is a different setting than before, but I thought to make this a little bit cozy because I feel like just being cozied up. I'm also without baby at the moment. I'm really enjoying the free time and the me time, so I thought this was a perfect opportunity to film a video for you guys. And I was feeling in yapping mode, so this is going to be a knit and chat, and you will also know the topic we're going to be talking about. Yeah, before I do that, I'm going to share with you what I am sipping on at the moment. This is a green tea blend. It's called Strawberry Cream, and it's such a good and cozy tea. I really love it. I think I got this tea blend from Copenhagen in a tea store, and it was the best experience ever. And I'm also knitting on the Nea ribbed sweater. I also showed this whip in my last knitting podcast. So let's just get into this topic. Quick disclaimer before I actually continue or dive into the topic. This is not to rage bait at all. I was just feeling like talking about this topic because I've been thinking about it a lot. There are a few triggers that got me to thinking about this topic, and yeah, this is just to open a discussion, maybe to just have fun talking about different topics in the knitting community, to just to open up a discussion. Yeah, no hate, please, no hate. This is just for fun, as I am knitting just for fun and I'm not really into any drama. But kind of, if you're knitting and if you're in this community, there is no way to get around drama, unfortunately. So this is also, this is kind of tied to drama that I kind of saw, involuntarily, I just saw this come up, and once in a while it does come up in different contexts. So this topic, it's about basic ideas, basic accessory ideas, and the gatekeeping around it, and what is theft. What is theft actually, and who owns a specific idea, and all of that. And yeah, so I have a few notes on my phone just to keep me sane. I think I go on tangents really, really easily, and to avoid this from happening, I have a few notes made. So the reason why I started thinking about this a lot was actually because I came across the drama around the sailor slipper. I think there was some stuff going on there, and people claiming this pattern or claiming this idea, and people accusing people of stealing their pattern or stealing their idea and whatever, or people making their own interpretation into a crochet version of this slipper. And I saw Made with April, she's a creator on YouTube as well, talk about this. I hadn't heard about this crochet drama, this interpretation before. She made it known, and she expounded on this topic. And yeah, so I'm also going to share some perspectives that she shared in her video, but obviously I have my own points as well. yeah, I saw like some drama around the sailor slipper on Instagram. I wasn't too invested because I'm not into, as I said, I'm not into drama at all. I'm just here for fun and the relaxation of knitting. Okay, I'm not too like there. Life is drama enough. We don't need more drama if it doesn't really concern us. I like if it doesn't concern me, I don't want to put myself into it. Yeah, but I found it interesting, and I was in my head. I was like, another drama, another who took my pattern drama, and I know that it will always come up, and there is no way of avoiding this because it's just unfortunately also reality that people. Steal patterns and pirate patterns, which is not acceptable. I don't agree with that as well at all. But there is also a whole gray area to this side as well. And I really wanted to expand on this a little bit and bring some perspectives, not because I have answers to them, but just because I want to share them, and maybe we can have a discussion in the comments section as well. So my thought about the gatekeeping of especially basic design ideas, or ideas in general, came up more when I saw the Scooty pattern being released by Ava Paula. She's on here. She's a creator on here. I think most people know her as well. And she had her latest pattern released, and I really like the pattern. It's a really nice pattern as well. It is also inspired, I think, by the Sophie hood, and the Sophie hood is also inspired by other things, but let's just say it's inspired by the Sophie hood. And I just went on her website to check yeah, just to check the pattern, check out the pattern, just because I was kind of nosy and I just wanted to check what her, yeah, what the gauge it was and how it was like, and if I was interested in buying this pattern. And then I came across her copyright claims, or the terms and conditions of her copyright, and it included also that people who reverse engineered this pattern or this design to create their own pattern, that this was prohibited. So yeah, and then I asked myself, like, how can you forbid someone from drawing inspiration from your design and like interpreting it in their own ways and maybe coming up with different stitch counts, a different fit, and selling it. It's a beautiful pattern. It is really not a dig at her pattern at all. But it's just the question, like, can you even do that? Yeah, how can you claim this? How can you claim that? And also, like, because like this comes up each and every time, I wanted to expand on this specific topic, like this specific area of accessories. And I'm not talking about sweaters, I'm talking about accessories, because I've been seeing this with accessories a lot, because yes, accessories are more accessible to make, as they have been a lot of people joining the knitting community, people that are new to knitting as well, knitting being a really trendy hobby that more and more people are picking up, which is really cool that people are discovering this hobby. But it also comes with more people wanting to make accessories because they are quick to make, and you don't need as much experience to make them. So these accessories have been the patterns that have been really trendy, extremely trendy. Of course, there are also other patterns that are trendy, like maybe sweaters or other like things. But I've been seeing the extreme trend coming up with accessories a lot. So I'm talking only about accessories. So they're fast to knit up. They're small. They are easily or visually copyable, and and they're also a quick entry point for beginners to make themselves. yeah, so the question is, why does this discussion come up, and why are these patterns so prone to be copied? I think that trends come up, or like this extreme trends come up, especially if something is accessible, quite accessible. And by accessible, I mean people, like more people are able to make a specific thing. And yeah, so many, like a lot of knitters or new knitters or people that are new to knitting who want to make a specific item will be drawn to accessories, especially because of the points that I've previously mentioned. And obviously, as the more people who make an item, the more trendy it gets. And based on this, it is also more prone to conflict, because more people want to profit out of this trend, more people want to jump on a trend, participate, and there are people who want to make money of it, off of it as well. So you have this discussion coming up. Hey, you copied my design, and yeah, you're not supposed to do that, and you're not entitled to do that. And yeah, and so the question in my head was like, can you even own a basic design idea? Is that even possible to do that? Especially if the person comes up with this themselves, or they see a specific design and say, hey, I want to make a pattern out of it. And there are multiple people who could come to an exact same design in their own ways. And a lot of design ideas have been done before. So let's say, for instance, the mini scarf, like the Sophie scarf from Petite Knit. It has been done before, but she made it popular, or popular again. Or the sailor slipper that was and is still quite trendy, and a lot of people, are like everyone and their mom, are making it, which is, yeah, she really hit a nerve in the timing, in her design choices, the color choices for her design. I feel like the shape of the slipper and like the I-cord edge around the opening of the slipper are quite like attractive design choices. It has been done before, but the shape, like this, the way it sits on the foot, is quite nice and flattering. So I can see why this pattern became really popular, and why people want to make it. So many people want to make it. So these are like some of the examples that inspired me also to talk about this topic, and also the drama around these patterns, right? So where do we actually draw the line? I do understand that pattern designers have been fighting pirating a lot, which I do understand is super frustrating in this space, and especially in this digital age where it's so much easier to pirate as well. It is very unfortunate that this is what pattern designers have to deal with. But to what extent can you protect your work in that sense? And what is yours to claim? Where can you put your copyright on, and where does that copyright protection end? I think also where this problem comes up is also like in an economic sense, just because I think if the patterns were maybe a little bit cheaper than they are right now, maybe this might not like come up, that people say, okay, I will come up with my own, and maybe whilst I come up with my own interpretation of this specific design, I would want to sell it myself, also because I also put in work, and some people just reverse engineer just for fun, just for their own consumption, and that is obviously you can't stop anyone from doing it and also not selling the pattern, but I think less people have a problem with people reverse engineering for their personal consumption than people reverse engineering to sell. Yeah, but yeah, I think the pricing of patents, especially for the accessories which we are talking about in this video, has been quite high, in my opinion. I mean, looking at the sailor slipper, obviously they put in work into that, and they want to be rewarded for this work that they put into figuring out the fit, and this design of a specific pattern, coming up with the instructions and the pictures and just everything. Yeah, you want to be rewarded for that, and that is completely fine. And everything is getting more expensive, and you're trying to pay your bills as well. But paying maybe 10 euros for an accessory, I don't know if I want to do that. Paying 10 euros for a sweater pattern is fine for me, or maybe like 10 euro would be quite still high from what I am used to when it comes to patterns, because patterns cost around, like, in average maybe 7-8 euros. But 10 would be higher for a sweater pattern for me, but I would be open to paying that. But it would be, kind of still higher, on the higher end. But paying 10 euro for a slipper, which is just an accessory, for me is a little bit high. And even I've seen scarves that, scarves, like just regular scarves, that are being priced so high as well. And I think a lot of people are having this, are struggling with this question. Okay, do I really want to pay as much for an accessory pattern? So yes, I think also based on this aspect, people trying to come up with their own versions, you can't stop that. Or I don't know, maybe that's also just my opinion, because I also like reverse engineering, or not reverse engineering, but taking inspiration and trying to figure out how to do it myself. But yeah, maybe that is reverse engineering in that sense. I didn't pay for the Sophie scarf pattern because I thought I could figure it out myself, and I did. And yeah, I'm happy that I didn't have to pay for it. Anything I don't have to pay for, I'm happy. I didn't obviously sell it, but yeah. So even like these design ideas aren't necessarily new. That's why I think it's such a gray area, because these things have been done before. They have been, they have been trending before, like not in this time, but in a previous time, maybe where knitting wasn't as trendy, or just in different times. And through the trend cycles, and especially now where the trend cycles are really, really fast, you would have these things come up quicker and go through the cycle quicker. And you will also have like older ideas in this trend cycle which come up. And I would say like slippers are not a new concept. It's just not new. They, like felted slippers, they have been done before, even before the sailor slipper trend and hype came. I was thinking about making my own slippers, and I was still figuring out which pattern to use. And maybe the patterns didn't really catch my eye in that sense that I wanted to make them, but I knew I wanted felted slippers, and the sailor slipper was the slipper that ended up tickling my fancy and motivating me to get the yarn for it, so I would be able to make it myself. It's just was a good timing for her to release the pattern right before Christmas, and in the cozy season where people already maybe are thinking about making something like that and knitting for gifts for their friends and family and all of that. And it just was a good timing for it. What else? Thinking about the hooded scarf, for instance, is also not a new concept, has been done before, but now, especially also with the balaclava and everything being on trend and also very practical, I think it's on trend because people want to be comfortable and want to keep warm, but it's also a great way to express your personal style through the color or the the stitch pattern and of your balaclava. Yeah, it's just a nice addition to an outfit, especially when it's hard to style an outfit in winter. It's a nice addition that you can just throw on, and it's going to keep you warm, and that's amazing. Yeah, so I have to gather my thoughts. I think I'm also getting a little bit tired, but drawn. Yeah, so I watched a video from Made with April, I think. She's on YouTube, and she brought this very, very good point by saying that generally you can't claim a specific design or a basic design or this construction if it's so general. You can't, like for instance, you can't claim a drop shoulder sweater that has a turtleneck. It is not possible. There will be different interpretations of this specific design, and in that sense, there are also different interpretations of a hooded scarf, slipper, a mini scarf, or other patterns or things like designs that have been trending lately. You can't lay a claim on a specific, silhouette. It's not possible. And I thought that was a really, really good point. So what you can copyright in that sense is you can copyright your instructions, your pattern in itself, the pictures you took. Like maybe the makeup of your pattern, but you can't claim a design idea. That is like we're talking in the sense of accessories, right? You could claim specific color work, or maybe that's a really like maybe, or maybe like a stitch pattern or stitch, like progression. You could claim that, but also there I see difficulties doing that. It is really, really hard to draw a line. That's why it is like, is it like like a moral dilemma in that sense? Because nobody can really say what is right and what is wrong. I think the obvious wrong is to pirate a pattern. Like you just take a pattern that is not yours. You bought the pattern, you copied the pattern, and then you release it to make money from it yourself. That is not it, and that is generally, I would say, generally wrong. Also, sharing a pattern, a paid pattern for free on different platforms, I don't think it's right as well. So, yeah. That is a really strong point, I would say. I think the only way designers could free themselves from it might be, to make more complex patterns that cannot be easily copied in that sense, or copied or reverse engineered, because these entry-level patterns are obviously also subject to high popularity, and also subject to being copied. And there's nothing you can really do about it when people see something and see it works, and they want to make their own pattern that depicts that design. I don't think you can do that. Also, just because someone popularizes a pattern doesn't mean that you can claim this, or no. Just because you popularize a specific design doesn't mean that you own it. it's not ownable. And I do understand that the people who came up with this design, and they made it popular, that they want to also fully profit from it and reap where they've sown. But yeah, I think it is just in the nature of trends that things will also be copied, which doesn't make it right necessarily or wrong. I would think it is more clear when, like, I mean, when fast fashion labels do that, I think that is also something else, because they have the access of replicating, because they are that big, and yeah, and they do copy quite very specifically, which is not ethical. I think if you do like the exact same, and most of the times it's also like a little bit more like, it's like really, you can see the item and you know, okay, this is from this designer. It's really obvious, right? But we are talking about accessories that it doesn't belong anywhere. Like, I mean, the hood, the Sophie hood, is it the Sophie hood? Is, I would say, it might be unique. I haven't seen garter stitch hoodie or hooded scarf in that sense before that. But then again, I can't say that it hasn't existed before. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just a very interesting. I think you can talk about this for ages. But yeah, I just thought to share my thoughts about this. Feel free to share what you think about it. If you think that, yeah, basic accessory designs should be also subject to copyright, and shouldn't be reverse engineered, that it's, if that's wrong, or what do you think? Are there other nuances that I haven't even touched on in this video? Feel free to let me know. Yeah, otherwise, I hope it was fun for you, and I didn't bore you too much. Yeah, just let me know how you found this video format, and if you think I should do this more in future. If I don't upload another video till Christmas, I wish you a great, happy Christmas season. Enjoy. I might upload a little vlog. Who knows? But if I don't, I wish you a great Christmas, and speak to you soon. Stay blessed and beautiful. Bye.